All right. May 3rd, Courage to Change. How are you today? Thanks for joining me. Let's get right into this. May 3rd, Courage to Change. Detachment. At first, it may sound cold and rejecting, not loving at all, but I have come to believe that detachment is actually a wonderful gift. I am allowing my loved ones the privilege and opportunity of being themselves. I do not wish to interfere with anyone's opportunities to discover the joy and self-confidence that can accompany personal achievements. If I am constantly intervening to protect them from painful experiences, I also do them a great disservice. As Mark Twain said, a man who carries a cat by the tail learns something he can learn in no other way. A man who carries a cat by the tail learns something he can learn in no other way. I find it painful to watch another person suffer or head down a road I believe leads to pain. Many of my attempts to rescue others have been prompted by my desire to avoid this pain. Today I'm learning to experience my own fear, grief, and anguish. This helps me to be willing to trust the same growth process in others because I know firsthand about the gifts it can bring. Today's reminder, sometimes it's more loving to allow someone else to experience the natural consequences of their action, even when it's painful for us both. In the long run, both of us will benefit. Today, I will put love first in my life. Well, here's a topic for the book study today. I want to talk about that quote, the Mark Twain quote in this reading. A man who carries a cat by the tail learns something he can learn in no other way. I'm not sure I've ever heard that before, and I'm not sure I know what it means. I'm assuming that it means that a man carrying a cat by its tail is going to get scratched up and bitten, right? A cat's not going to like it. And he will learn that in a way, no other way than like someone telling him, don't pick that cat up by the tail, right? His experience. And I found that to be true. However, it's very difficult for me because of the things that have happened to me in my life and the pain that I've had to suffer. I just have a terrible time letting other people experience that, especially my child. I really don't want that to happen. And therefore, I have really interfered. And she has told me so, resentfully, that, you know, keeping someone from their own experience is not okay. And yet I see myself, I did it as a young mother. And I think a lot of young mothers do that. A lot of parents do that, period. A lot of parents just they want their kid to have a different childhood than they did. So they do things different. And unfortunately, it's not always the best result. I mean, natural consequences are how we learn. And there's nothing like an independent person, right? And once you take someone's independence away, you've really robbed them. And I've done that. I do know I've done that. And I try not to do that anymore. I mean, I really try to keep my mouth shut. I have this little saying in my head. It's, you know, a lot of you have heard me talk about staying in your own hula hoop, but there's also something else to playing dead. You know, when someone calls me, whether it's my daughter or anybody else in my life that calls and something's happened, a flat tire, you know, anything that's happened. I mean, I use a flat tire, but, you know, instead of saying, have you called AAA? I say, I'll call AAA. I'll be right there. I'll bring my card, right? Not, do you have AAA? You should probably have AAA. Because then you could just call AAA and this wouldn't be a problem. You wouldn't be calling me. But I don't do that. You know, I want to fix things. I want things to be easier for people. And I say I do it out of love, but I think I do it out of insecurity, or at least I used to. I've grown a lot since then. But this topic brings that up to me, learning how much I've overdone it in people's lives. And they end up resenting me. You know, people at work, I'll do my job and their job because I want the job done right. You know, to me, it always seems like I'm using the best intentions, but really, it pisses people off. I step on the toes of my fellows and they retaliate. And then I get to be a victim and wonder why people don't appreciate me. You know, when really I should be minding my own business, keep my mouth shut, watch the show, don't be the show. Let's see how they do. Let them work it out for themselves. It's part of growing up. You know, I can't imagine if my parents did that to me, I would not be the woman I am today. I'm very self-sufficient and you know, maybe a little overbearing because I want everyone to be happy or do it the way I want you to do it. That's not the right way to do it. You know, I have a hard time figuring out there's a lot of ways to do something. They're not all my ways. So, you know, I like the reading. It reminds me, let everyone have their own experience and their own reactions to things. You know, and just because I deem something as you know, it wasn't the way I wanted it. What if somebody else, it's perfect for them and I'm getting in the way? So I got to stay out of the way. Difficult, you know, not impossible, but difficult because I have to slow down first. When I'm in that thing where I get, you know, it's like driving. When I used to drive a stick shift, I had a Volkswagen Bug and I drive a stick shift, you know, and I'd get first, second, third. By the time I'm in fourth, you better get out of my way because I'm not shifting down. I'm not shifting down. I'm going around you. I'm going over you, but I'm in fourth gear and I am moving. And I am like that in my life. So I need to shift down, slow down so I don't run people over and I keep my ideas to myself and I let everyone have their own life and their own experience, good and bad, right? Good and bad. So thanks for that. I can't wait to see your comments on the Mark Twain analogy and how that fits into this reading. Interesting. Thanks, guys.